up, Capricorn? Welcome to my channel, The Intuitive Teacup. I'm so happy to have all the Capricorns here with me today. Welcome to all of the newbies, and welcome back to all the returning subscribers. I appreciate you guys and your love and support. So I'm a little bit delayed. I was supposed to be doing your monthly readings about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, but I was on vacation. I was hanging out with family at my lake house, and it was fantastic, and I just needed it. So energetically, I am so ready to do these videos for you guys today. I'm so excited to be back. I missed you all. So we'll see what messages we can get for Capricorn. We'll say the second half of July. Oh my goodness, really? Going into August? We'll take these two. And, oh my goodness, half the deck flew out. Oh goodness. Sorry, Capricorn. Shuffle those back in. Maybe one of them will come back out. Second half of July into August. I mean, I guess that's a good sign, right? It means you got messages to be delivered. Okay, that one. So as with all these general messages on YouTube, they are general. That means not everything I say is going to resonate with all the Capricorns out there. Please only take away messages for your best and highest good. You will know intuitively what those are. Feel free to check your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs if you would like additional messages. And there will be a link in the description box below that shows you how to generate your birth chart if you don't know how. In that description box below will be everything else you need to know about this reading, including the decks I'm using, as well as the social media channels. Check those out on The Intuitive Teacup on Facebook and Instagram. So without further ado, let's hop in for the sign of Capricorn, July into August. So, your first card, Capricorn, is confidence. All right. That's a kick-ass way to start your reading. I like that. Confidence and pride for maybe some work you've been doing. And you also have the Queen of Pentacles. So in this deck, it's the Queen of Beetles. These are new decks. I love them. Look how cool the backs are, right? So Queen of Pentacles, that's you, Capricorn. That's your card. So I feel like Capricorn always gets like the boss lady, boss man, like hardworking, career-oriented spreads. It's funny. Yeah, your light is shining. I think there's a tremendous amount of pride in some sort of project that even if it hasn't reached its like end date or like you've accomplished it entirely, you're seeing progress. And it's not only is it showing on the exterior and people around you are noticing, you're feeling, again, that very, very proud, seeing the results is bringing you great joy and happiness. So also being clarified by the Queen of Wands. Okay, very cool. So two queens, you might be working with someone. It doesn't have to be feminine, right? But generally feminine energy. Could be working with another fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And then, of course, we know that the Pentacles are likely you, Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. This could also be working with your mother on something. It could be something in nature, gardening, even working on like a farm or doing something with animals or agriculture. Some of you might ride horses. Or you could be moving houses or locations of a business. But you've put a tremendous amount of work and effort in. We know that, right? With wands, it's about action. And generally action that involves a great amount of creativity or passion or effort. And even if you began this project and it seemed like it may have been a more difficult task than you had originally signed on for, again, you're starting to see the efforts. It's starting to show. Your love and dedication that you've been pouring into the project is reflected in, like, I want to say the end results. And so, yeah, it's like you're a queen. You're sitting on your throne, you know, masculine or feminine. And you know, I'm actually questioning if this is actually the King of Wands in this deck. I have to be honest, because they're all feminine depictions in this deck, and I just don't want to tell you the wrong thing. Hold on, let me... Let's see if we can find it. Oh, it doesn't tell me. Shoot. Oh, well, tell me with the crowns. Okay, so this is the King of Wands. Apologies. So you could be dealing with a Leo. Still Aries, Leo, Sag. I said it was the Queen. This is actually the King. So you have a Queen and a King. Granted, they're different elemental suits, but again, people who work on each other's level, people whose energy is a good match for each other, who desire the same goals and end results. Could be starting a family. Again, could be building a house maybe with your partner. Strong fire and earth energy. Very cool. So along with that, we have completion. Okay. So this sort of reminds me of the death card a little bit. Obviously, it's completion of cycles, right? So whether that means a literal death of somebody's life, but it could also stand for a lot of things that you're essentially putting to rest, right? Things you don't have to worry about or deal with anymore. It could be saying goodbye to like that shitty old apartment that you've been living in, and you're finally, you know, you've bought this new property and you're working on it. And like the idea of projecting into the future of how great it's going to be, it's bringing you a lot of joy and confidence. And some of you, like your ancestors, your grandparents, those who have passed, may be watching over you. And I want to say, sending you good wishes and blessings for whatever this kind of endeavor is that I think you're kind of in the thick of right now. And so for those who are in the middle of a project and not feeling like they're seeing those results they want, that's coming. Like you have really great cards here. So to me, that would indicate the completion is the struggle. You're going to complete that, the burdens essentially of what maybe has been a difficult or laborious task. The end results, the glory, the pride, the confidence, it's coming. So Capricorn, your second card is focus. The bow and arrow there. Again, shooting into the future, projecting into the future, making those plans, and not only making the plans, taking action. See how her bow has like fire? It's very Sagittarian, right? Some of you may have Sagittarius in your chart. Or again, you might be dealing with a Leo. The 1 and the 7 come to 8, which is strength. Something about this task has taken a lot of planning and precision. But you see huge potential in it into the future, and it's going to yield or attract some sort of nice, I want to say like nice surprise. It could be a new person you meet, especially like if you're moving locations, you may meet like a cool neighbor, or if you're moving jobs, you may have a coworker that you collaborate with really well. There's some element of surprise that you don't see coming, but it feels good. It feels like you've caught someone's eye and they're interested in you. So, I mean, it could be romantic for those seeking romantic partnership, potentially a Sagittarius or a fire sign. Hell yeah! Also being clarified by the 2 of Cups. Yeah. Okay, cool. So that's sort of what I was feeling, but I didn't want to jump into that without the evidence there. So 2 of Cups is partnership, right? So again, it could absolutely be romantic if that's what you're looking for. Cups are love, emotions, right? Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. This is a Cancer card. But it can also just be a really great partnership, joining together of people. It could be, it's more than just like a business deal though, because Cups speak about emotion. So if it is someone you, like a colleague, it's someone who you have a very great spiritual or emotional connection with as well. Like your energy is well matched with this, potentially with this King and Queen. For a lot of you though, this feels new, especially with the 2 of Cups. If you've been with if you're married, right? If you've been together for 5 years, that probably wouldn't show up as the 2 of Cups. So if you're in a happy marriage, that's fantastic. This could be a new friendship that comes along. Do you understand what I'm saying? So along with that, we have the Emperor. This is like the most scary depiction of the Emperor I think I've ever seen. But it's not necessarily a bad thing. So let's see. The Emperor is Aries energy. So some of you may have that in your chart. But here's the thing, especially with what we've come up with so far in your read, Capricorn, I always say the Emperor builds an empire, right? And there's something you are building here. And as we were saying, it takes a lot of precision and focus, and the Emperor is all about order and the stability of, you know, building his empire, building something that can grow and succeed. So while he's fire and there's passion involved in the process, he also goes to great lengths to make sure it's going to succeed. You know, he's not just a king, he's an emperor, right? So I feel like this sort of is representing either your project as a whole, whatever you're, again, if you're building a house or even building a career or a family, it's being done with a lot of law and order. And I'm just getting from this, anybody who tries to like come into your circle and cause havoc or chaos, like you're stopping them 50 miles away. Like you don't have time for anybody else's like I want to say anybody else's input but lower vibration, negative thoughts, like unsolicited advice. I think you're ruling your castle, your project as an emperor, and rightfully so, right? I think this is also double clarifying whoever this person is that could be coming in and essentially shooting you a message or communication. Again, strong fire energy. This could represent a new boss that comes across your resume, or somebody who sees the skills and efforts you're utilizing in this project, and they're narrowly focusing in on you, Capricorn, potentially to bring you onto the team, or have you involved in their next projects. And yeah, if it's romantic, maybe it's an Aries, or again a fire sign, a very masculine, dominant fire sign. Facade, okay. So things are not what they seem. Interesting. So for this, what I'm getting is, during this transition, again, if some of you haven't seen the success or results, I think that's coming. And some of you may already be in that energy. There's something, though, that is in your mind, Capricorn, is lacking. And for some of you, it's loneliness. So if you aren't in partnership and you're looking for that, again, be it romantic or a business partnership or friendship, I'm just getting, you feel alone in this endeavor. And it may have to do with the passing of loved ones. It maybe someone was involved on a project, and even if they didn't pass away, they may have left the company or moved out of town, and so you don't have that same connection. This is almost reinforcing the fact things are not what they seem, in that there will be a connection in the future. So if it is someone who's passed on, they're still around you, they're still in your energy, watching over you, if that's what you want, right? It's not like a scary, creepy thing, right? It's somebody who's giving you love and support, even though it may be miles and miles away, or in other realms, right? Spirit universe. And this is also saying, too, for those who maybe have been throwing themselves into work because they just can't seem to catch a break in love or friendship, it's saying things are not what they seem, because, again, this is coming in as a surprise to you. So this, to me, is saying, like, don't give up hope. Something about being overly structured or rigid. You may come in contact with a person who, again, you may think they're trying to like manipulate your project. That might not be the case. I would say don't take everything at face value. You need to dig a little deeper and get the facts before you make a decision about someone, especially emotionally. Yeah, there's something about going into like a new territory, a new realm that you're not totally familiar with. And so I'm almost getting like moon energy, like it's a little bit hazy, it's a little bit dark. Things are appearing in shadow because you don't have the crystal clear vision of it yet. But the thing is, you're focused on the future, as we were saying, like you're aiming for the future. So yeah, I don't see this as stopping you. It may just be more of a delay because you're uncertain about something or someone. But yeah, it's things are not don't take everything at face value, and dig deeper to find out the facts and the information before you proceed forward. Because, I mean, I also, you know, you have to take that card with a grain of salt, but also the idea that people may not be as they appear, for better or worse, right? So just, I guess, bear that in mind. Some of you may have like a father figure looking out for you, or even a grandfather figure. Could be grandmother as well, but I'm getting more masculine energy, especially here with the Emperor. So Capricorn, your last card is rigid. We were just saying that, right? With the Emperor, something about rigid structures. And it has to do with outside input from your path or your plan or your project or whatever you're trying to create. I don't know if that it's your being too, like, by the book, or maybe inflexible on what you want and what you desire, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but you are not, like, letting anybody, like, penetrate the castle, if you will. It's like, I almost see it as, like, you know, the crow is out, you know, and it's gonna send you a signal if anybody tries to screw up whatever it is you're doing. Some of you might be trying to start a family. Yeah, so Ace of Cups is Ace of Dragonflies in this deck. I feel like I haven't been saying that, but... So a new opportunity in emotional fulfillment, happiness. It could be a new cup coming in, and cups we know are emotions and love, good, like, happy feelings. Or it doesn't have to be happy feelings, but in this case I think it is. And again, it may have to do with this unknown person that I don't think they're in your life yet, but I think they're coming in. Yeah, I think they're going to offer you some sort of cup that will contribute positively to your life. It may be, and here's the thing, I think it may come in the form of, let me give you some advice, and initially you don't want that, Capricorn. You're very hesitant to listen to anybody, or again, like you have a stone wall up because you're like, this is what I'm doing and don't even try and mess with me. But it's coming from a place of love. It's coming from a place of good emotion, like wishful thinking. I don't know why that just came to mind, but they're trying to contribute positively to your overall dream or goal, but it might be that their approach is a little bit fierce or intimidating. It's not done in a delicate way of like, oh, hey, Capricorn, have you ever thought of this? It's like, listen, Capricorn, you got to do it this way because blah, 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 blah. And I think initially you're going to meet that with, it's like fire and fire. You're just like, who are you? And like, you know, slow your roll, that kind of thing. All right. Oh, you have Two of Cups again. I love this depiction of the Two of Cups. Yeah, again, this is reinforcing. This is a good friendship. This is a good partnership. This is a good person to share cups with, if you will, to share emotions, to go out for happy hour, grab a beer, have some wine, or well, it doesn't have to be all these alcohol metaphors. Grab a coffee, grab a tea, whatever that is, right? But metaphorically, it's someone who has a good emotional connection with you, Capricorn. And I mean, I do think, especially in this depiction, the idea of these like birds are over their head. It's something about this was divinely guided. These souls, these people have been brought together for a reason. They might do great work together. Quest. They will certainly do great work together. They're going to go on adventures together. And how I was saying this may be divinely guided, you have two cards that sort of indicate the idea of ancestors looking over you. So whether it's recent and you know who I'm talking about, you know, grandmother or great-grandmother or grandfather, whatever, it may date back even farther than that, and it's energy that you feel but you don't necessarily subscribe it to a specific person. It's like these greater forces, universe, whatever you want to call it, are guiding the right people in your life for a reason. Now, some people come into our lives for lessons, right? They're not always the easiest people to deal with, but, you know, we can walk away and say, okay, well, I'm a better person because I learned this or whatever. This feels like this person is coming in to penetrate your walls or your castle, but it's with love. Perhaps some of you have been emotionally shut off, as I was saying, if you've been throwing yourself into work. You've been the king of labor, of passion, of effort, right? but have you had passion for another person yet? And I mean, this card could even represent like you hanging out with your pets, right? Even if it's not a horse, if it's a cat or a dog, you may be social in terms of the contracts, the planning, the creativity and artistic endeavors of the work. But then it's like you go home and it's just you hanging out with your cat. And if that's cool, if that's what you want, that's fine, no judgment. But I am getting that some of you, as I was saying, there's a longing, there's a loneliness here. And I think, again, like universe or spirit is sending in someone in to try and break down those like emotional walls that you've maybe built up. Some of you have maybe given up hope, but you have Ace of Cups and Two of Cups coming in. I feel like that's a good sign. And because those two together make 3 hours, make the connection. Okay, Three of Cups, it's happiness, it's joyful celebrations, it's reunions, it's going out to celebrate some small accomplishment in this business and maybe mingling with people and meeting someone new. It's very optimistic. Yeah, my only caution is this facade card is coming up. Now, granted, the image and the depiction is so like soft and lighthearted. For me, it's about you going off into this cloud of smoke, going off into the unknown, facing your fears. And I think it has to do with facing this emperor who's interested in you, that you've caught their eye. Interesting. Well, let me know if that resonated with any of you Capricorns out there. I think that's what I got for you. A pretty cool reading. So if you like that, please do like, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Have a good one. Bye!